Level 6 is where the backrooms stop pretending to be familiar. Survival difficulty, Class 5, unsafe, unsecure, entity count, unconfirmed. Up until this point, most levels of the backrooms still resemble places. Offices, hallways, rooms, spaces that feel wrong but recognizable. Even when the architecture loops or breaks, there is still something for the human brain to latch onto. Level 6 removes that entirely. There is no stable environment here, no consistent walls, no visible ceiling or floor, and almost no light. Most wanderers describe Level 6 as an endless, lightless void where orientation becomes impossible almost immediately. You can move in Level 6, but you have no way of knowing if that movement is meaningful. Without visual reference points, distance loses all significance. A few steps feel the same as a long walk. Direction becomes a concept rather than a measurable reality. People report walking for what feels like hours without any change in their surroundings, only to later realize they may not have moved at all. Time behaves just as erratically. With no windows, no shifting light, and no environmental changes, the ability to track how long you've been inside collapses quickly. The darkness itself is not uniform. Some wanderers describe it as absolute, a complete absence of light so total that even their own body becomes impossible to perceive. Others report faint variations, subtle gradients that suggest space without defining it. These inconsistencies make it impossible to determine whether the environment itself is unstable or whether perception is simply breaking down under prolonged sensory deprivation. Sound, when it exists, cannot be trusted. Some accounts describe distant breathing, soft footsteps, or whispers that feel uncomfortably close. Others report hearing their own movements echoing in ways that don't make sense, as if the sound is lagging behind them or coming from the wrong direction. In contrast, many experience total silence, an absence so complete that it becomes physically uncomfortable. In both cases, the result is the same. Without sight, the human brain desperately searches for auditory confirmation of reality, and when that confirmation proves unreliable, paranoia sets in. There are no confirmed hostile entities in Level 6. This absence is one of the most important aspects of the level. Unlike other dangerous backrooms environments, there is nothing here that actively hunts or attacks wanderers. There are no documented creatures lurking in the dark, no shapes emerging from shadows, no consistent threats to externalize fear onto. Instead, the danger comes from isolation, uncertainty, and the mind's response to prolonged deprivation. Many researchers believe the sounds reported in Level 6 are hallucinations caused by stress, fear, and the brain's attempt to fill the void. In a space with no stimuli, the mind begins to generate its own. Thoughts loop, memories surface uninvited, shadows are imagined, presences are felt where none exist. Without grounding, these experiences quickly escalate into panic. The primary threat of Level 6 is psychological collapse. Extended exposure often leads to severe disorientation, dissociation, and loss of self-awareness. Some wanderers report forgetting why they entered the backrooms at all. Others begin to doubt their own existence, unsure whether they are still moving or standing still, awake or dreaming. In several cases, individuals have reportedly stopped moving altogether, convinced that motion serves no purpose without direction or destination. Others do the opposite. Some continue moving forward relentlessly, driven by instinct rather than logic. Survivor accounts suggest that persistence may be the only factor that correlates with escape. Those who keep moving, even without feedback or reassurance, appear more likely to eventually transition out of Level 6. Those who stop, panic, or surrender to the dark are rarely documented again. Exits from Level 6 are rare and poorly understood. There are no consistent doorways, no visible thresholds, and no reliable signs of transition. Some wanderers report suddenly emerging into another level without warning, as if reality reasserts itself once a certain mental or physical threshold is crossed. Others vanish without explanation. Because of this, Level 6 is considered one of the most unpredictable and dangerous points in the backrooms progression. Conceptually, Level 6 marks a turning point. Before this level, the backrooms feel like distorted architecture, broken spaces that still obey some recognizable rules. After Level 6, the backrooms begin to feel less like locations and more like conditions. Reality stops behaving like a place you can navigate and starts behaving like something you must endure. Level 6 is not designed to be explored. It offers no landmarks, no secrets, and no structure to understand. It strips everything away and leaves only darkness, time, and the human mind. What remains is not a test of strength or preparation, but a test of endurance in the absence of certainty. In Level 6, the Backrooms no longer need monsters, traps, or threats. They simply wait to see how long you can exist without anything to hold on to.